observance of International Day of Biodiversity, the environmental management consultants hosted their annual paint mixer to highlight Guyana's unique biodiversity activity last Sunday. Participants were children from various schools who use their skills and talents to bring their art pieces to life. All the pieces depicted the importance of the environment.
The principal focus of the foundation is on supporting environmental awareness, environmental education, but importantly, targeting young people. We've had several activities in the last year, and today's is targeting a different group of young people between the ages of 8 and 12. Our young leaders, our young conservationists, and we feel it's important that we work with young people at different levels. More often than not, we're seeing people generally, but especially young people, so hooked on devices. They are learning a lot through technology, but it's being done through a screen. And I'm a parent. I have a son who's 11, and sometimes I have to push him to get out into the environment. And I'm sure many parents here today have that same experience. So for that reason, we're trying to have activities that could connect young people, bring them together, but bring them in the natural environment and take them into the natural environment so that they could have that opportunity to connect, to experience, and hopefully that could motivate them to pick up these areas as career paths and to take action now and as they get older.
I think that my painting is showing about the earth, the environmental, and how to protect the earth from garbage and littering and pollution. Last year, when one of my grandmother's friend's son came here, he left painting supplies behind, and I started to paint with those supplies. When I'm bored sometimes and I don't have anything to do, I start to paint.
I want to congratulate EMC for hosting this. This is the second year, and the progress in terms of ensuring that our kids and our children are participating and learning about the environment. And importantly, I also see the parents, and I whispered to Sham, I said, Sham, we need to get the parents involved as well, not just sitting here. And he immediately took action on that. But I raised that point because not just the kids, we have a tendency to say, teach the kids and that they'll be the future generation in terms of protecting the environment. But every single one of us, we have a duty of care. So not just your kids. You can learn from your kids, but you also need to take action. And this year's theme is Build Back Biodiversity. I just returned from the Rupununi, and the beauty of the Rupununi reminded me, what we have in Guyana. Many countries don't have what we have. The megafauna, the big anteaters, the jaguars, and so on. But also the very small insects and butterflies and so on. And seeing them and hearing them, it's something that you have to experience. And I'm hoping, and my dream is that these kids and yourselves can have the opportunity to explore and experience what we have in Guyana?
Well, it shows the environment and it shows the earth. It has turtle, an anteater, and a pelican, I think. But the turtle represents the sea, the anteater represents the land, and the pelican represents the air. So in my community, they're cutting down the trees to make a bigger road. And that's the thing, because from what I learned in whatever grade, I know that in some countries they don't have a lot of trees. People are cutting down to make new buildings and stuff. They think it's good for them, but it's not. It's really not, because the leaves on the trees and plants provide us with oxygen. When they take in the carbon dioxide, they let out the oxygen, and that's what we breathe. We think oxygen will have oxygen forever, but if we keep cutting down the trees and stuff, we will barely have enough. For this here, I'm trying to make like a night sky galaxy theme here, and under here would be water. And I'm waiting for my crayons so I could color these things in and add detail. Painting the edges to make it look neater. It's basically saying that we need to keep the environment clean, so I need to come out more and stop being on all of those devices that you have in your house. They're basically telling you to like go and explore the world more.
The living organisms on this earth, and that we should care for them because we probably need them too, and that there are a lot of animals in this world, and when God created the animals, he wanted us to care for them.
It's wonderful to be here. I'm seeing a lot more people than I did last year, so this is great. And I'm told that's because of partnerships. And I'm so excited to see that Ministry of Education and other partners have joined this initiative. The more young people are involved in learning and using their skills about the environment, the more better. We are so lucky to be in Guyana, where this is actually an important part of day-to-day life.
I think it's important to get everybody involved, but particularly we know when you start with young children, it's the foundation for the rest of their life. Things they do here, and particularly activities like paint, some sort of drama and music, are things that help kids to really understand and ask questions and have some fun. They'll take the messages from today for the rest of their life. So I think it's really important. And I know Guyana is really committed to its biodiversity, to its environment. With World Environment Day tomorrow, what better than to start with the children? So no, it's really great.
The significance is basically showing that one of them is that blue represents a lot of things. It represents the water, it represents the ocean, represents a lot of things. And the animals, I wanted the animals to stand out, so I put them in bright colors. Many different creatures live in our world, some on land, some in the water, some in the sky, all over. I know biodiversity has a lot of things to do with flora, and Guyana has over 8,000 species of biodiversity.